So we're gonna move on. So we're gonna move on to part B. Um, and generally, this question works very similar to part A. But now there is a different scenario about Liam of finding a new bank that offers him 6.8% compounded semi-annually. And so the question would be, will the second option meet his goal of reaching 75 grand in 6 years? So what we would do, since we're trying to find out whether he's going to reach 75,000, which means we're trying to find out what the future value is. If the future value exceeds 75,000, that means this bank is obviously going to meet his goal. If it's under 75 grand, then his goal obviously would not be met. So let's just put in the numbers. So again, we're going to put n to be 6 because if we're going to keep PPY to be 1, then we need to keep n to be in terms of the number of years, okay? The interest rate would be 6.8. The present value would be obviously the same thing, which would still be negative 50,000. Okay, I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. And PMT will keep that at 0. Future value, that's what we're supposed to find. We're going to keep PPY to be 1, and CPY would be 2 because it's compounded semi-annually. All right, so then we're going to go back to the future value, which is right here, and we're going to press enter. And that's what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting $74,682, which simply means this bank is not going to meet its goal. They're kind of like short of about $317.91 approximately. So yeah, so that's really what question 2 is all about. Okay, so we're going to move in really quickly to question 3, and we're going to find out the same thing. We're going to find out whether Noah could, what is the future value of Noah's investment after 7 years. And we're going to literally do the same thing again. All right, so not too much of a big deal. So what I'm going to do with this question is I'm going to start putting n to be 7 years. The interest rate would be 5.25. That's the interest rate given to us, and remember, nominal rate is before inflation. Okay, and since the inflation rate is not given, we just take it as it's given in the question. Present value would be negative 18,000. PMT, always leave that as 0. Future value, that's what you're supposed to find. PPY, we keep it as 1. And CPY, we're going to keep that since we're talking about a weekly compound interest, which means we're looking at 52 weeks in a year. So CPY would just simply be 52. And we always leave the next one to be N. Okay, that's also by default as well. And we just go back to the future value. Oops, sorry, I changed this to 52 again. Then we're just going to scroll up, going to click on the future value, press enter, and you're going to get $25,989.34. All right, since we're asking for 2 decimal places. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how we find using the TI-Nspire to literally work out what the value of the investment would be. Sometimes they could ask you for the interest or the duration that it takes for an investment to accumulate to a certain value. All this can be done with the Nspire calculator. So I'm just going to summarize again. When using the Nspire for the AA course, you would always want to keep n to be the number of years just to stay consistent. But that means that you have to put your PPY to be 1 in order for n to work as the duration in terms of years. Okay, if you change that, then things will change significantly as well. But I just going to keep things simple, at least for our course. And then the other to look out for is that the present value should always be of a different sign to the future value. Like if you invest money, the present value should be a negative value, and the future value should always be a positive number if there's a cash inflow. Then CPY would be very obvious. Just look at how the interest is being compounded um, within the year. So if it's compounded, let's say weekly, then that would be 52 times in the year. If it's biannually, that's like twice a year. If it's done monthly, that's 12 times a year. Quarterly, 4 times a year. So that's the common ones that we usually use in the AA course. All right. So I hope this video helps, and let me know if you would like me to create other videos as well. So I'll see you soon. Bye.